O'Ward to the lead. Palou up the inside, takes a little look at Christian Lundgaard, late on the brakes for your reigning champion Alex Palou. It's all very clean through the entire field, a little bunching at the rear, but Pato O'Ward has done everything he needed to do.
It's the battle for second right now. Palou on the outside, Lundgaard on the inside. He's going to take that spot now. Colton Herta trying to line up as we see. That's Marcus Ericsson in the Bryan machine for Andretti going wide. Tons of places lost.
See how slow Ericsson had to go offline as McLaren stays 1-2. Christian Lundgaard just holding off Alex Palou there out of turn 1. Single file for the first 7, starting to go too wide as Ferrucci working the high side, coming out of turn 6 to that long back straightaway. There's damage to one of the Prema cars, Schwartzman, I believe.
Robbie Schwartzman, who didn't get a single lap in until qualifying, having had a fire during practice 1, bunching down then as we move into the final part of this track, and the sweepers, where there's so little grip coming through. And there is Scott Dixon being followed by the ECR of Christian Rasmussen. Graham Rahal, 1 place ahead of him, and he has lost a ton of positions.
You can see Scott Dixon's car, black sidewalled Firestones. That's the harder tire, and you can see the run that they're getting off the corner with the softs behind him. That's the red sidewall tire. All single file through the S's here, but we're seeing, oh, there's a pass attempt there. That's Rasmussen down the inside, using that softer tire to great advantage over Dixon. But we're hearing about an event under review from the start.
Heard it might be Scott McLaughlin and Devlin DeFrancesco. Scott McLaughlin told me before the race he had a great car, but it looks like Devlin heavy into the side of McLaughlin, and then McLaughlin spinning. That's well before the the start flag.
Well before the start flag. Let's see, you're going to see the 30 of Devlin DeFrancesco up the inside, just sort of understeers into McLaughlin. They both get offline onto that dusty part. They both spin. The hybrid unit allows these drivers to restart themselves. That's why we didn't see any yellow flags there as defense from the Prema driver, Callum Ilott.
That's Schwartzman.
That's Schwartzman
in the 83.
It was Ilott that had the damage, it turns out. The Prema cars painted in those beautiful Italian colors. So it was Ilott, I think, with the front wing damage earlier, as Schwartzman has put himself all the way up to 19th. There's Callum Ilott.
So, bit of flash of fuel in there. Pato O'Ward leads from Christian Lundgaard. Then it's Palou, and
there's Ericsson making a move there on Santino Ferrucci, trying to make up some of those spots he lost on that first lap. Both drivers on the softs. And this is a crucial part of the race, Townsend. We've talked so much about tire degradation. That means tire wear. You can wear out those Firestones. The lap time starts to fall away. You've got to make these tires last, though. You can push too hard too early, and you really pay for it later in a stint.
And the way you do that is you have to force yourself to not slip the tire, both cornering and on acceleration and braking. You've got to just reel things in as McLaughlin is back underway. But let's take a listen to what he feels happened.
It's Devlin, man.
Wing and everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. Just drove into my door.
Copy, okay.
Let's take a look at what happened to Callum Ilott.
that's Ilott ahead of us in the Prema.
22nd position on the start. Oh, just drove right into the back. That wasn't his teammate, was it?
His teammate. I think it was.
Oh, that's bad luck if that's what happened. This is from the onboard of the 77 Stingray Rob. I still can't quite see which car it was.
Yeah, it's the green flash on the engine cover. I think that would have been Schwartzman.
Colton Herta comes to his box. Jack, let's see if they can improve on race 1.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be very, very anxious to do that. Rob Edwards told me they've spent a lot of time working on this. He had a very nice pull into his box. He's gone on with a setup with another primary, the harder tire, again. Pretty, not the best exit there. Don't know if they had a problem getting the fuel hose out. Not the cleanest stop for Colton Herta.
His teammate behind him, Marcus Ericsson, also coming in for service, getting those tires changed. 18.5 gallons of Shell fuel into that machine, and now it's out. So for Herta, flat 15, that's how far he made it on the primaries, but again, he bled 20+ seconds to O'Ward. This is starting to look like a red race for the people that can make it work and have the tires, even though Herta's gone back to black.
I agree with you, and the best read I have is Team Penske on the black tire. The hard tire earlier doesn't have the pace that O'Ward has on really used softs right now. So I think for sure, James is right, red race.
Keep an eye on O'Ward, keep an eye on Palou, keep an eye on the 5th place driver right now, Christian Lundgaard, running around in 1 minute 45.0s. That's 1.3 seconds a lap faster than our race leader. The pit delta here is what? Around 35 seconds. The gap right now is 39 and coming down.
So check out Christian Rasmussen, just 34 seconds back of the leader there, doing a great job hanging as Alex Palou now comes in for his first stop of the day.
Jack?
Yeah, Alex Palou, he's still coming down pit lane, sorry. I thought he had a really good first stint there, especially considering he was on the used red tires, putting on the harder primary, pulling a quick tear off, full fuel, and there's dust on the track, guys.
Yeah, someone's gone off down there at, is it 9? I think that's turn 9, and that is Marcus Ericsson, who's having a horror show of a day, went off on the first lap. He's off again, and we know he doesn't like this track all that much when it starts to get squirrely underneath him.
Had a big crash in this general area last year. This one a little bit earlier. I don't think he hit anything. Let's see what happened. Just gets wide of the line, off into that light blue. You see all the dirt and marbles, and now he's just praying he doesn't hit a fence.
And he's only just come out on those tires. That's a fresh set, which aren't just going to be dirty. They're going to be flat spotted.
Yeah, that's probably game over for that set. Wouldn't be surprised to see him duck into the pits, but eventually you run out of tires. It's not like teams just have an infinite number. He did stay out, so I guess they're raceable as we see some side-by-side action there.
And typically what you feel, James, as you know, as a driver, is massive vibration as Graham Rahal has now fallen back of Scott McLaughlin. So that battle that started when Rahal came out of the pits continues to be fierce.
O'Ward has upped the pace. Your race leader's now putting in 1 minute 45s once again, sensing the pressure from his teammate. But guess what, guys? Lundgaard has dropped the pace to 1:43.9. This stop, Kevin, has to be good for Pato O'Ward.
Well, he built more than a 10-second lead before Alex Palou came in, so he is making the softer tire work. He's going to primary. He's out of the new red sidewalls. Pato O'Ward looking for a good stop, and he is released even before we see Alexander Rossi come in. Rossi pitting from 4th will be coming, actually stayed out one more lap for Rossi.
Keep an eye on the track. Look for the orange car of Christian Lundgaard. The gap was 38.1. 35 is the pit delta, but that's the pit exit. This time made up here. We'll either see him lose or keep that lead. I think he's just kept it, and there's his teammate just a couple of seconds behind.
He is, but he's on the hard tire, and so far, James, that has looked about a second a lap slower. So it might not take long for Christian Lundgaard to catch and battle his teammates.
Scott McLaughlin on pit lane, and he has had a miserable day so far, guys.
Wonder if there's any issue from that contact he took before he even got to the green flag on the right side of his race car, as Team Penske mechanics are, we understand he has a hybrid unit overheating.
Yeah, you talked about the bumps being punishing here. I think it's also a factor of this incredibly high ambient temperature, high track temperature, just soaking up through the racetrack into these machines. All these cars running a capacitor-based hybrid system. They're allowed to use a set amount of energy per lap. It lasts for about 5 seconds of pull, gives you about 60 horsepower boost, resets every lap, but it's unfortunately costing the threes a little bit of time, a lot of bit of time on a weekend that, like you say, well, it's already not gone very well as the action on track is hot as the hybrids in the back of the 3.
Well, Nolan Siegel was having a look at Santino Ferrucci, but now Will Powers getting in on the action as well. All this, a fight over 11th place. We spoke to Ferrucci earlier on today. He said he was going to get his elbows out and go racing. Here, though, comes Will Power, making up for a miserable qualifying session for Penske and on the move.
And right now, with Nolan Siegel and Will Power chasing Ferrucci, they are on that soft tire. Ferrucci right now has his elbows out for a different reason, just trying to drive wide and hold them off. Ferrucci got a long way to go until he gets into the window for his next stop.
Just ahead of them, David Malukas. So the 2 Dale Coyne cars line astern at the moment.
AJ Foyt.
AJ Foyt even better. Even better. O'Ward still leads from Lundgaard. They've used up an awful lot of their push to pass in order to keep that lead. O'Ward down to 108 seconds. Lundgaard 91. Palou still has 131 seconds, just biding his time, sitting pretty in P3, waiting to make his move.
Another guy having a good race, a little bit ahead of this. Marcus Armstrong from Meyer Shank Racing. Strong qualifying, second weekend in a row, but backing it up right now, running in P6. Doing a great job. Ahead of Alex Rossi, jumped them in that last set of pit stops. VK, again, another one of the stars from St. Pete, doing a great job. And Rosenquist right behind Renas. This is on board with Alex Rossi now, looking at the back of Marcus Armstrong. He spent the whole first in looking at the back of Herta.
Right on board with Alexander Rossi. Oh, and Will Power making the move now on Nolan Siegel. Up and through and past, and that's a lovely move from the veteran on the youngster. Beautiful stuff from Will Power. Takes it up to P12, and he's having a far better day.
So this will be an interesting dynamic with Will Power, who's been somewhat of a mentor to the younger Santino Ferrucci. They work together in partnership. AJ Foyt and Team Penske collaborate on setup. When Ferrucci had pole in Portland last year, Power was the first one there to congratulate him. How hard does Ferrucci try to hold off his mentors? We take a look at the move. Nolan Siegel getting passed by Will Power on the back straight, and Power had to go to the dirty side.
I like that.
We want to thank you so much for sticking with us through the technical difficulties that we've experienced here at the track today. A total loss of power here at the Thermal Club. Thanks, of course, to our friends in NASCAR, and our thanks to you for sticking with us. Here is what has gone down since we were last with you. Pato O'Ward still leads from Christian Lundgaard. The gap has increased. Townsend, Hinch, everyone has now made second stops. We find ourselves in an intriguing position because Alex Palou, currently running P3, who has cut the 12-second gap back to under 8, still has that sticker set of soft tires to run later in the race.
And he should be wicked fast finishing on that sticker set of soft tires. Will Power, biggest gainer, up 12 positions. He is also closing, and there is Palou, about 2 seconds or less back of Christian Lundgaard. James Lundgaard's got to be looking in the mirror going, uh-oh.
Yeah, if there's a guy in the last bit of a race you don't want to see in your mirror, it's that guy right there, Alex Palou. We've talked a lot about how good he is at closing these races. Oftentimes when he's taken a checkered flag, we realize we didn't mention him in the first 2/3 of the race, but in that final third, both him through his driving and that Ganassi timing stand on the 10 car just knows how to pull these things off when it counts.
And he's just been chipping away. He started to put the lap times in around that pit cycle once again, and now he's back out chipping away at the lead. Just 1.2 seconds between Lundgaard and Palou as it stands, and the champion is coming for the man who started on the front row of the grid.
So lap 41 complete of 65. Look for final stops for most drivers to come around a lap, maybe 48, 49, somewhere in that window. That's the target. Sort of hang on, or if you're Alex Palou, keep pressing because you know you're going to be finishing strong on those soft tires.
Another driver that's in a similar situation is Colton Herta. He started on the primary, went to used alternates after a second set of the primaries, and he still got his sticker set. He's probably too far back to be in contention for a podium, but his teammate Kyle Kirkwood up there doing a great job in fourth. He's going to be under threat when Colton switches onto that sticker set of softs after this next stop. So still lots to play out.
Penske making the play. Will Power to the pits. Josef Newgarden to the pits. Meyer Shank in as well. That's Armstrong. Rasmussen in Dixon are also on pit lane as we roll lap 47. 46 completed here at the Thermal Club. O'Ward still leads from Christian Lundgaard. It's a McLaren 1-2, but Lundgaard under increasing pressure from Alex Palou.
He's done a brilliant job holding off Alex Palou these last 10 laps. We understand Christian Lundgaard might be coming to pit lane now. That'll open up the racetrack for Alex Palou, and he will go as fast as he can to try to make the overcut work. Let's see what Lundgaard does.
Yep.
Indeed, he comes to the box. Palou stays out. Go fast time for Palou. Go fast time on pit lane for Arrow McLaren.
We'll keep an eye on those lap times from Alex Palou. O'Ward, your leader, on 1:46. What can Palou do in clean air? Jack.
They are getting a set of the harder primary tyres ready for Christian Lundgaard. As you guys have mentioned, he was under a lot of pressure there. Hits his marks nicely. Tear offs are off. It's a clean stop. Guns are away. Just waiting to finish on fuel. Off again. Pretty nice stop there by the 7. And obviously battling Alex Palou here for second place.
Yeah, that's nice and clean.
Alexander Rossi coming down pit lane. He has options here for this final stop, and he's going to use the used softs, the red sidewall. He thinks that's the better tire. He actually could on fuel have gone a couple of laps longer, but wants to get on this preferred tire, and he gets set to come back out and see if he can get into the top 5 today.
Meanwhile, I've been watching Alex Palou on our timing screen. He is working the push to pass button along with Pato O'Ward. They are trying to make this lap and maybe the next the best of their day to ensure they maximize the clean racetrack. Nobody in front of Alex Palou. All that turbulent air gone. That Dallara IndyCar working perfectly with front and rear wings.
And this is the part where Palou comes into his own. This is where he wins the races. This is where he makes the difference. Carl Kirkwood told us earlier in the week, this is where he goes into another galaxy, finds those reserves of pace, puts it all down there on the track to make up the time and make up the position.
It's going to be a great read. Who's better on this overcut situation? Alex Palou, last lap, a 147.617. He's about to cross the timing line. How fast did he make this one work with push to pass? It's a 146.4. That's quicker than O'Ward last lap.
Some trouble in pit lane for one of the cars during this cycle. It's the number 60. You see the outside front had a little bit of a hesitation getting the gun out of the way. Rosenquist hits the gun.
If it wasn't a dangerous situation, IndyCar has some discretion in terms of if and how they penalize for that. I don't think we'll see anything, James.
I think that one's clear. It didn't hit anyone. It didn't leave the pit box. I think, managed to escape a potential issue there for Felix, who's having a strong day.
So well inside the window for the final stops of the day. This is where it will all start to become clear. Palou with an 11-second deficit to Pato O'Ward. They will come in for the final stop, not just for tires, but also for Shell 100% renewable fuel, and get going on their way again. That gap between O'Ward and Palou, 11 seconds, guys. Can he do it on the softer tire? Is it even conceivable?
Best thing is he gets that brand new soft tire to finish. That'll make his car have more grip, more speed than at any other point today.
And if anyone can do it, it's Palou. We know how clinical he is, how perfect, and how fast he is.
But he has 11.
When you're ready.
There's the call.
You want to, yes.
Barry Wanzer, the strategist on Chip Ganassi Racing, leaving it up to his driver, and I think he's going to squirt in. He does.
This is it then. This is where the race will be won and lost. 16 laps left here. And Palou chooses now to put on the sticker soft, brand new set of soft tires. Take the fuel. Jack?
This is going to be the most important stop of the day for the 10. I thought his in-lap looked pretty strong. He's just about to pull in now, getting those brand new red softer tires on. He's going to have a huge push to the end. He's got about 11 seconds to try and catch up to Pato O'Ward. Let's see if he can do it.
All right, so as Alex Palou goes out, remember, just a few laps ago, he was battling with Christian Lundgaard. The question is, how fast has Lundgaard been since the last stop? There you see Lundgaard. Remember, Palou will have more speed. Lundgaard gets ahead.
He has to make it work. He has to make it work now. He's exactly where he didn't want to be, which is stuck behind Lundgaard again on the softer rubber. He has to make it work now. He has to take this advantage and get around him if he wants to have any hope at all of pulling in Pato O'Ward for the win.
Now look, last time when he was stuck behind him, it was hard tire versus hard tire. Now it's brand new sticker softs on the 10.
Alex has to go now. He's got to push now, get tire temperature, and be even more aggressive to get by and have a chance at second and possibly the win.
And if you're the 5 car of Pato O'Ward, you should pit now. Make sure that you don't get caught out by a closed pit. Should a yellow come, he's got a good gap. Just cover off these guys.
And going back to push to pass, James, Palou 59 seconds, Lundgaard 32 seconds as the overall leader. Pato O'Ward, we understand, is on pit lane, coming to Kevin Lee.
Listening to you this time for Pato O'Ward. 5 laps ago, he was told that Alex Palou has the preferred, we think, sticker set of soft tires. This is a new set of the harder black sidewall. Back out. 11 seconds to play with. Who's going to get it?
11 seconds to play, 15 laps to go for the win at Thermal Club. O'Ward will leave the pit lane and hope that he still holds that advantage.
Pato O'Ward had a perfect pit stop from his McLaren team. Looking very chill in the cockpit. He knows he has a comfortable gap, and there you see it. Second place, Lundgaard, not even close. Alex Palou, though, very
there
close.
There he goes, on the inside. Alex Palou with the move on Christian Lundgaard finally, but Lundgaard gets it back alongside and will edge him over the curbs. Side by side now on the run down, out of one and into two. It's a right-hander. Palou will have the line and takes the position, but no! Lundgaard back again and up on the inside of him. Wonderful driving from these two as Palou tries now around the outside, and this will all lead them on through the switchbacks and onto the back section. Palou going one way and the other, and now up on the inside. Palou against Lundgaard. Has he? I think he has.
A quadruple cross-up. I've never seen that in IndyCar, 4 corners in a row.
It's not done yet. Both drivers on push to pass. Both drivers with dirty tires. Lundgaard now tries to do it. Palou with the block on the inside. Can he hold him? Yes, he can. It'll be hard for Christian to come back now, especially with those harder tires. And now it's all about head down, eyes forward, trying to close the 9-second gap, 9.5 to Pato O'Ward running in the lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I interest you in a fight for the win? Because we have one. Pato O'Ward has just got past a couple of the back markers trying to stay on the lead lap, making his life hard. He's got past Louis Foster and Connor Daly, but so too has Alex Palou, who has scythed into the lead that O'Ward had. It is down now to just 2 seconds, 12 laps to go, but you can see the gap.
And Louis Foster there running a lap down did a big favor to Alex Palou, making it really easy to get through traffic. So now nothing stands but between Pato O'Ward, as Pato O'Ward almost threw it away with the bunny hop at the exit of 17.
He's having to work so hard, guys. We talked about it. This is the last thing you want to see. The 3-time champion in your mirrors at the face of the race. We know he is oh so good. This gap was 11 seconds at the end of that pit cycle back on lap 50. We're on lap 54. This is insane how quickly he's closed that gap. This is absolutely wide open.
Now, interestingly enough, ahead of Pato O'Ward is Robert Schwartzman. That would put Schwartzman a lap down. The next car up is Nolan Siegel. That's Pato O'Ward's teammate. How is that going to play out? Certainly, wherever Zach Brown is in the world, he might be sending some text messages about how McLaren wants to handle Palou today.
If we even get there, it's 1 second, the gap now between these two drivers. Pato O'Ward, who has led every single moment of this bar for a couple of laps. O'Ward has been in control. It's been easy for him. It's been steady. It's been controlled. But now it's not about control. He doesn't have the control anymore. That lies very much in Alex Palou's hands.
From pole, O'Ward has led 50 of the 54 laps so far. It'll be 51 this time by, but I'm not sure he's going to make it to 52 at the rate that Alex Palou is catching him.
He is struggling, is Pato O'Ward, to just keep the car online.
He's with him. Can he get it done? Into 14, 15, 16 at the end of the lap. He is all over him. This will be the move for the lead of the race, and he is impetuous and he wants it now before they even get through 17. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when for Alex Palou now. He has such pace.
Well, don't say that yet. We've seen how tough it is to get passes done with all the overcuts you can do. Pato O'Ward's not going to let this one go easy.
And Palou has to run in the dirty air of Pato O'Ward. The wake that O'Ward leaves, that void of clean air, and it makes Palou's car less efficient. And if you lose downforce, you rely more on tire grip, but it doesn't seem to matter right now, as Palou seems to have grip aplenty.
Grip, pace, poise, purpose. Palou is coming for Pato O'Ward. Down the back stretch now, tucked up underneath him. O'Ward goes to defend. Palou has such speed and he's late on the brakes, up on the inside, and that will be the lead of the race for Alex Palou, who started third this afternoon, but has done what he always seems able to do. He is an utter magician of making these strategies work, of pushing when he needs to. But now he has 10 laps to hang on to these tires and hope that he can make them last to the end. And there it is, your move for the lead, potentially the move for the win. Let's take a look on board.
You saw the puff of brake dust off the front of Palou as he hit the brakes there. Pato didn't make it easy on the brakes. He didn't want to go all the way to the inside and defend, get on the dirty side. They hit the brakes about the same time. Palou just creeps off the brakes a little bit, and you can see the DHL squad all high fives and hugs in pit lane. They know they can just put it in their man's hands in that final stint, and he can get it done more often than not.
It's power on Rossi. He's got through the bit very much between his teeth. Will Power is on an absolute charge. That's another position made up. That's his 14th position of the day.
And he's only 4 seconds back of Rosenqvist.
Just listening to that onboard of Rossi, he was having to be so ginger with the throttle, really seemingly struggling with those tires.
Will Power's been desperately impressive today. Desperately impressive in that Verizon Chevy.
Now, because Will Power didn't have a great qualifying, didn't make it to the top 12, he's got an extra set, Kevin, of those sticker reds that he's using right now.
Power at this point, but it might be a championship-saving drive. Remember, he didn't even get through the first 3 corners at St. Petersburg and was starting near the back in this one. So it is a huge day to try to get back in the championship.
Herter gets past his teammate Carl Kirkwood for P4. This then a replay of Will Power's move on Alexander Rossi. Not an easy one. He's going to go around the outside of him, is he? He is. That's a tough place to pass.
Well, if he can hang there, then he has the apex right here. Even tougher for Rossi to stay wide and hold it there. And on board here with Will Power, this is the other view.
Just rolling off the brake, rolling that high line. Rossi being respectful, giving him the room, and as you say, once they got to 8, advantage, Power, job done.
That's a mega move.
And as Rosenqvist
takes 5th.
Gets it from Kyle Kirkwood, who starts to fade here a little bit.
Not over, not by a long shot. 4 laps to go. Rosenqvist and Meyershank, who had a great first weekend out in St. Pete, but ultimately didn't get the result that they wanted or felt that they deserved. Rosenqvist making it stick up to 4th, and now he will go off to Colton Herter, who's just a couple of seconds down the road. Pure perfection and absolute brilliance. It has been 5 years since a driver has won back-to-back races at the start of the season, but Alex Palou will do precisely that. He won in St. Pete. He wins at Thermal. Alex Palou makes it back-to-back victories to start the 2025 season.
Yeah! Woo-hoo! Let's go, boys! Oh my goodness. Thank you guys. You guys are the best. The day after a disastrous
Alex Palou, you have started this season perfect. Back-to-back wins. I love seeing this embrace. Just tell me this relationship with you and your team. It's just so amazing to see. Just tell everybody about it.
Thank you all. Thank you all the fans. And I heard that there was some issues with the broadcast, so sorry to all the fans and thank you for sticking with us. But what an amazing weekend. Honestly, we had a really fast car since practice. Thank you, boss. And they executed very well. Everybody at Chip Ganassi Racing, the tank car executed perfectly. We knew it was aggressive to start with the used reds, and we knew that we were looking towards the end of the race with that 10 car, and yeah, we did it. So back-to-back wins feels awesome.
What do you know about these Firestone tires that seemingly no one else does? You do things on strategy that other people just can't. Can you share even a little bit how you manage to do it week in, week out?
No, I don't know. I have a great team, honestly. Like they give me a great car that I can manage, that I feel comfortable with, and they make it look easy. So they do all the work. I just try and make it happen.
You're not even sweating, but congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you.
Up next, it's the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach, Sunday, April 13th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox.